All right, Z Nation, back to it. DailyXander, 352. First time, I think, in my existence where I've done 2 podcasts in the same day. Mind blowing. But I have my good friend, Mr. Joey Williams, joining us on today's
What's up, guys?
podcast. And Joey, where exactly we're at? Because I really have no idea where we're at. I met you at a park. I have no idea what park I'm at. Where we're at.
We are at Eagle Nest Park.
Eagle Nest Park.
It's about 10, well, not even 10, like 5 minutes from where I live.
5 minutes where you're from. So it's about 10 minutes from downtown, give or take.
Yeah.
I know traffic. And then where do you live?
I live right over there.
Okay.
In that general direction.
And what's that area called?
It's got a neighborhood called Richmond Heights.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
My head went to like Richmond, like Virginia. I remember you telling me. Okay, yeah, Richmond Heights. Wow. And did you grow up there? Are you originally from Central Florida?
Yeah, I'm a Floridian, born and bred. Aside from like maybe 5 years where I lived in Baltimore, but other than that, I've been here my entire life.
Okay. And when you were in Baltimore, you don't remember much about it because you were young?
I mean, I remember.
Just give and take?
I just don't remember, like, I can't remember every school I went to. I remember, like, certain things. Like, I remember when I was there is when the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl. I was there for that. And I remember, like, how huge that was in the city. The entire city was purple and black. And I remember, because a few days after that, I had started at a new school, and the principal had her fingernails painted purple. And that's why, like, the Ravens have always been like a second team that I've enjoyed watching. I mean, they're not my favorite team, but they're one of the teams that I'll root for if my team's not playing.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you follow football heavily?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge football fan. I'm a Floridian.
Floridian.
It's in our DNA.
Okay. Which are the 3 Floridian teams is number 1, and then Baltimore is number 2 for you that you follow?
Oh no, my favorite team is the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh shoot, dude.
Yeah.
You're just confused because you're like, I'm a Floridian, born and bred, and then you're like, oh, my favorite team is Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
When you lived in Baltimore, you
Yeah.
lived in these areas that have football teams. We never lived in Minnesota. They have a football team, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I never lived there.
All right, dude. Okay. Well, what's the story behind that?
I mean, they're just one of the first teams I gravitated towards when I started watching football. I was I love Chris Carter and Randy Moss. They were playing for the team back then.
Didn't they go like 15-1 one year?
I don't remember.
No. This is when Dante Culpepper, right? Was Dante Culpepper about?
Dante Culpepper. See, my memory on all that stuff is fuzzy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just remember because like the term Mossin comes from Randy Moss, and he was when the year he played for the Minnesota Vikings. Like when I first started watching football, like even just a little bit in passing, and I remember seeing him play, and I thought he was awesome. And then Chris Carter, he was there too. He was a veteran receiver at the time, and like I've been a fan ever since. And then there was a period in my life where like I fell out of watching football, but I got back into it, and then I've always been a Vikings fan. I never really rooted for anybody else but them. And then like a couple years ago, I mean they're terrible. I mean I'll admit we're not a great team, but a few years ago we came like within 3 points of going to the Super Bowl, but we lost to the Saints and a heartbreaking game.
Oh shoot, you're right. That's when Brett Favre was around.
Yes,
You're right.
and
I forgot about that.
The years we had Brett Favre with us was like when Brett Favre became like one of my top 5 favorite quarterbacks of all time. So
Yeah, it's funny. Me and you kind of share a similar connection. Like when I used to follow football heavily, I was a big Green Bay Packers fan when Brett Favre was around.
yeah.
That was the only time I really liked having an NFL team I liked to watch was when Brett Favre played. And yeah, he's certainly a unique player in that sense where he played for the Jets and then the Vikings. And then, dude, that was a heartbreaking game when he played the Saints because, like, he got pummeled.
Yeah, he did. That was
like
his
soul was crushed.
My soul was crushed.
Your soul was crushed.
I was watching that game and like I remember the fight. Like I still remember like the last play when like he I want to say I think it was a 3rd down play and he threw across his body.
Yes. And then he got wailed by, was it?
New England, I'm not, wow, New England,
New
wow.
Orleans
New Orleans, they, one of the guys picked the ball off, and that pretty much iced the game for us. When, if he would have ran the ball, I think it was like 5 yards and it went out of bounds, we could have got to kick the field goal and tied the game.
Yeah.
Which, honestly,
was that?
Like, I was young, so, like, I didn't really care about tying games. I wanted to win, so I was like, dude, it could have extended the play like we should have. Anyways, I don't know.
Was that his last pass for the Vikings?
No, he played the season after, but that,
he did?
he was like really beat up and he retired after that. Then our quarterback situation has been terrible ever since. I mean, we had some hope with Teddy Bridgewater, but then he got a serious injury and now he's out now.
Right. It was like a knee injury or something.
Yeah, it was a
don't
freak injury to happen
This
in
is crazy.
practice.
I don't even know how I know this stuff because I don't really follow football
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. Who's their quarterback now?
Right, Case Keenum. Because Sam Bradford was the starter, but he's hurt. I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, he's day to day. Yeah.
And he's always been injury prone.
Yes, which upsets me. Because I think he's a good quarterback, but
it's not really his fault. It's just his body is just prone to injury.
Yeah, and the team he's played for has had terrible offensive lines, so.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
I'm a former offensive lineman, so I take a little.
You take a little pride in that sense, like, oh, come on, guys, do your job, man, do your job.
Yeah.
Like, you can't operate an effective team without having wall protection.
Exactly.
You look at, like, I don't even know how I know this. I'm about to say it. Like the Patriots right now, they've given up like the most sacks or something like that.
Which is insane. Like they already this far in the season, they've given up more sacks than they did the entire season last year. Which is
already?
Yeah, which is crazy.
In like 4 games?
I think it's 4. Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Wow.
I was about to say. I've already forgot what I was about to say. I forgot.
That's all good, man. That's wild. Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder how those conversations go. How does that conversation go with like somebody like Brady's status? Like, how does he communicate to the offensive linemen like right now in the season where they've given up this many stats or sacks? Like, how do those conversations go? How do those crucial conversations go?
I don't know. To be honest with you.
Like, because obviously they all know the same thing. They all have the same vision. Like, we got to protect the QB. We already know that. But how do we enforce it to make sure?
I mean, Brady can only say so much. It comes down to the coach and the coaching. Because I know with when I played, like if we ever gave up a huge sack, like our coach would yell at us and like get on us. Because I remember when we played a high school where a former teammate had ended up playing for. The first play when like he lined up against me because he was the defensive end and like I had to block him. He had gotten stronger like since the last time we lined up against each other because we used to line up against each other in practice. And apparently that was my first time like feeling him going like full speed and with the newfound strength. So it was like he got past me and I think he may have hit either the quarterback or the running back in the backfield. And then my coach like yelled at me from the sideline and like I was trying to act like I didn't hear him, but it was kind of hard. And like, cause he said my entire name, I'm like, I didn't know Coach knew my whole name, to be honest. I never heard him say it before. And then he told me, like, tighten up or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, he didn't get by me the rest of the night.
Oh. That's good, though. Like, you had that little, like, gut check for a second. You're like, hold up.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. You just impressed me, but, like, let me show you what I still have, like, or what I have. Then, yeah, that's how it's...
Yeah.
So you played high school football?
Yeah.
And then, did you go to college at all?
I went to college, but I didn't play college football. I wanted to. I was obsessed with trying to go play college ball for my entire senior year, and then the year after I graduated. But then after that, I just gave up because I knew I was at that point I was just chasing fairy tales, and
Well, as far as I mean, you could still play. It just would have been at maybe not at the level you would be happy
like
with.
my goal was to, because I'm a huge fan of the Florida Gators, so I wanted to play for them, and then NFL would have been nice, but I was going to go major in broadcasting because I knew. I was semi-realistic. I knew like the NFL probably wasn't ever going to happen. So I have a career in broadcasting because like I love the game and I can talk about it. Like there's a couple of sports that I can go into great detail about.
I think I know one other one.
Yeah. So that's when like I was thinking about doing that, and then then I went to my first year in college and I was like, I hate this. Like this is not. No, I don't. I was unhappy and I was depressed. Took 2 years off and ended up going to film school.
Where did you originally go to college?
I was going to Valencia.
You're going to Valencia?
Yeah. I was there for 3 semesters before I decided to give up.
So that would have been a commuter school? Like you don't actually live on campus? Like
yeah, it was a community college.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, well, because they've upgraded, I think, to just Valencia College now. I don't know, but I was going there every 3 times a week.
Gotcha. You know what? It's just kind of like thought popped in my head as far as like a lot of people that go to college and they only last like a year kind of thing, and it's not really enjoyable because like you're mainly doing like the commute thing, like you just go there for school and that's it. Whereas if you live on campus, you have actually those elements of social opportunities that exist outside of what would exist if you're like a commuter, like a commuter college, and that could probably like help with a lot of people as far as like staying in school longer. But then, as we know, it might not be the biggest value that comes from education like that. But
I know people that have gone to school and like still come back even though they were living on campus and they were playing sports.
Yeah, they're still.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess you got to.
That's just it, man. There's no one thing for anybody.
Yeah.
What works best for them, it's knowing thyself.
Yeah. That's
And
deep.
then we're all about deepness here at the DailyXander. And what was the film school? Was it like Full Sail?
No, it was a private film school. It's called the Florida Institute of Recording Sound Technology. I went there. I'd heard about them. I want to say before I started going to Valencia, I looked into it. Then I didn't go, and then like I went to Valencia for those 3 semesters. Took 2 years off school, and then I had a friend who went there for goodness gracious, because he wanted to be an audio producer, so he went there for like audio, like the sound and audio mixing aspect of what they give.
Gotcha.
And then like a year later, that's when I went for film, because I'm listening to him what he talked about, and then I went back, like went and did the tour and everything. I decided to go, and I paid my entire way out of pocket, and
That's awesome, man.
I'm in debt because of it, because I take out a loan, but it was, I was happy because it was something that I wanted to do. Like,
Yeah.
I actually like took control of it, and I was like, I'm not just gonna go to school just to major in something to make other people happy. Because I got tired of like doing Valencia, like doing the unnecessary ancillary classes that you have to do, like all the maths and whatnot. Because like I feel like I was gonna be in school for like 5 years just doing my math classes alone.
Yeah. I can relate to that as far as you're just doing these prereqs.
Yeah, I hated
And
prereqs.
you're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Or like, just let me study what I want to study.
Yeah.
Let me learn what I want to learn, and then just get out and apply it.
Exactly, because my last semester, I was actually, like, I met with my advisor. I was like, I heard you can test all the classes. How do I do that? She told me, like, how to, certain classes that you can test out of and ones you couldn't or whatever. And like, I was planning on coming back, like, for my 4th semester and taking a couple classes and then, like, just testing out as much as the rest of my curriculum as I could. And I just said, you know what, I'm not going to do it at all. I'm done with this place. Because, like, I was unhappy. Like, I don't feel like if you're unhappy with something, you shouldn't continue to do it, regardless of how it makes other people feel. Like, you should do, at the end of the day, you have to care about, you have to take care of yourself. So, if I wasn't happy there, and I know, like, some of my family was upset, but, I mean, I had to do what I had to do, because I couldn't keep doing that.
Yeah, because that sense you're chasing an inflated dream of others that they want you to perceive or to go after. And it'd be interesting to know how many people in that similar situation, like they went to school at Valencia, experienced the same thing. But not just Valencia, but like other colleges or campuses or education, any type of education, they get pushed into it.
Yeah,
Ordeal.
and like one of the biggest reasons, like I even decided like to muster up the courage to do it, because what my speech teacher said one day in class.
Oh, what'd they say?
Because he was asking him like, because Valencia is like a community college, so you go there for 2 years, right? And so I'm thinking I'm only gonna be there for 2 years, but I started to do the math. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get done with the rest of my courses in the time allotted. And then he talked about, because if you're not doing summer classes, like you're gonna be here for 3 years. And I was like, what? And then he said, like, they talk about how the bachelor's degree is a 4-year degree, but it's actually a 5-year degree. If you you gotta be in school all year round. I was like, wait, what? I didn't know how this worked. And I was like, you know what? I'm wasting my time because I don't want to be here another year.
Yeah.
I think this might be my last semester. And then like, I met with my advisor, and then shortly after that, I was like, yeah, this would be it.
Oh, wow, why would it be a 5-year program?
To get your bachelor's degree?
Yeah.
I mean, because the way I was doing it, because my financial aid only covered
Oh,
fall and spring semesters. It didn't cover summer semesters. Like basically,
Oh, that's why.
you have to do summer classes to get your bachelor's degree in 4 years. Like that's what I didn't learn in school, but that's just the fact of the matter. And if you happen to fail a class,
Yeah, you're set back.
then you're definitely going to have to.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to take you longer.
Dang.
That's like something people don't think about until they get into it. Because like I know there's your fall semester, your spring semester, and then summer A and summer B. And then like a full-time student is 4 classes, but sometimes I know kids that take 5, and they get done in 4 years, and then including the summer classes. And like I was trying to do as little as possible to get done as quick as possible, but it wasn't working like that.
Yeah. No, that's interesting as far as like it doesn't promote failure, because you can't fail a class, or else you're gonna be set back.
Yeah.
So you can't even.
And
take any
on top
risk
of that,
whatsoever.
like you can't. Also, it doesn't promote failure because you're paying for it. So
Yeah, so they don't care if you like.
yeah, and like even if you're not paying for
you
it,
should fail, or like we like if you fail because then you got to pay extra.
yeah, and like even if you do fail, if you fail and you're getting financial aid,
Yeah.
at some point financial aid is gonna run out, so you're gonna have to pay out of pocket at some point.
Yeah.
Because like that was one of the big things.